OK, skipper. Ready when you are. Hello there. Yes, ready when you are. Crimson?
No, they're printing different ones and put them around to all the... I know. Yes, here we are in the Warners. This is the roof of Warner Brothers. Yes, really nice up here, isn't it? It's a lovely day. It's summer again. Yeah, it's really nice weather. I think I'll strip. God damn it. It's stripping weather.
Are you recording the sound of my foot? Devilish thing. I'll take it off if you like. Non-bottle.
We always associate yourself and Barry and Morris, the Bee Gees, with America. And, you know, here we are in England, and you're fascinated in British history. Is there any American history that you've been interested in?
I think, by and large, it's the reason I'm mostly interested in British history is because I am English. We are English.
Right.
Born in the Isle of Man, but nonetheless English.
Because that's another thing that not many people know.
When I say British history, I mean British history. I don't just mean English history.
Right.
It's a very important deal, as you well know.
Do you find you're using your pool daily?
I don't use it daily. I don't actually use it weekly either. I've got this thing, I don't like getting wet. But I'll have a bath every month whether I need it or not.
It's a typical pommy. You don't like getting wet.
Right.
Fellas, have you sorted it out yet?
Yeah.
Our audience, are you ready? We'll ask you to judge which are the best wind-up doll gags. So who would like to lead off?
Number one.
All right.
A Prime Minister doll.
You wind it up and what happens?
Wind it up and it comes to Australia for holidays.
When he actually went out to build the first tracks there, that was to take the trains, he personally went on his own with a stick, walking stick, and walked the entire ground between London and Bristol, and testing it for the railway tracks to be
all
built.
the way from Bristol to London himself, because he didn't trust anybody else to do it.
That's right. It was complete. Everybody thought he was crazy, but obviously there was a method to his madness. Which brings me to my latest suggestion, the one I'm going to make to you right now. I think to keep this sort of mood of Brunel and the fire burning, as it were, and it's a perfect thing to end the day on. I think me and you should walk the same route as Brunel back to London now.
To London?
Absolutely. I think you can do it, Leo.
We'll test out the ground as we go.
Let's do it. Don't forget the walking, King.
Is it far to London then?
No, it's about 500 miles, I think, sort of roughly. You know,
we
put up for it.
Do you think we'll get there?
It's only about 150. It's all right. I was only joking. But it was on this very roof that John Logie Baird, 50 years ago, that John Logie Baird dropped his trousers. I said, wonder what's on telly. What's on telly tonight? I'm bored stiff.
Sure. You must be tired after all that walking. I mean, you walked right through that entire song.
Oh, yes.
But you never seemed to get anywhere.
No, because we're going around in circles.
Oh.
We were all living in Chicago when we were in LA. It's the truth, but we weren't thinking of LA at the time.
No, we've been to Chicago.
We held Massachusetts and New York, you know.
Yeah, we did.
So I don't
and
know.
we got a letter from the, is it the mayor of Boston?
Yes.
Saying, thank you, boys,
Thanks, chaps.
for our fair little state. I think it's some mention about our fair state or something. Nobody's ever written a song about Massachusetts before.
Ecco, questa canzone, come mai ha deciso di inciderla? How come you decided to sing all by yourself?
I couldn't get anyone else to sing with me. No, it's not that.
What can you say? Except to thank everybody involved. That's marvellous. Everybody.
Excuse me, but I've got the hollies on mine.
The kind of situation can't arise. You see, Andy's like 10 years a different thing. It's hard for Andy to do that. He would rather be a solo artist. Inside, I think, because it's been so long.
Normal cigarette. That's okay.
Did you test them?
Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Griffin.
Yes, Mr. Gill.
Can I steal one of your cigarettes?
No, I don't want to feel as though you steal them.
Well, can I?
We do have a heavy tax on these here in America.
Robin, this is your team. They've got to put their hands into this thing.
That's quite right.
Fiddle around with it and tell you what it is.
Yes, tell us what you feel, what you
Off
think.
you go. Put your hands in.
Use all your senses.
There's no mouse traps or anything.
Fiddle it around.
Now, what did you think of that?
I think whatever it was dead. I don't think I should say what I thought it was.
It was just these particular few policemen. It was just these policemen themselves. They were provoked by the doorman, actually, because the language barrier as well we couldn't explain. And they came to the door and they started sort of thinking that we were students protesting against their youth.
Which indeed we were. Protesting against the
No,
cracking of skulls.
seriously, seriously, folks, we were just trying to get back in our hotel, you see, and laying it on the line, they wouldn't let us.
We saw the little house where we used to live. It was a big house when we lived there, but somehow it got real little, you know. And, we were stood in the lounge room where the man who lived there now actually is where he keeps his pigeon, you know. So
You got a pigeon in the living room?
Yeah.
Right. Pigeon droppings everywhere.
Flightless pigeons.
Hotel California is the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yes.
That's the.
But I think some of it was recorded
That's
in
the
Miami.
picture on the album.
They did one of these nights there anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, most everybody rushes down there now to record. Will you do the whole album there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We do all our recording.
Is that located right in Miami?
Yeah, about 20 minutes from our homes. Robin's about a day from his
About,
home.
about 2,000 miles from mine.
Yes.
It's only a 7-hour flight.
You two fellas have been up since early hours in the morning, getting your makeup on and ready for that shooting out there.
I know. I've really got to get back and iron my pantyhose.
I know. One of those scenes tomorrow, huh?
My sequin
Yes.
outfit, my green number.
Yeah.
We still don't know if it's a wise career move. I don't think anyone can really answer that question. But what we do know is that we believe in the music we've presented. And with or without the movie, we believe the music will be successful.
There is someone belong to someone.
I don't know about you guys, but I like it. It's a good one.
Robin Carter, Channel 4 News.
We were doing this show and Sukarno was there, and there was about 60,000 people. And right in the middle, just before we went on, a monsoon hit. And dreadful. And the makeshift stage, of course, because they didn't have permanent stages at that particular time, completely got washed out. And there was about at least 3 foot of water up to, past the amplifiers. And the audience got pretty angry, and Sukarno ordered that the soldiers should go in front of the stage to stop the audience attacking. Yes, because we said we wouldn't go on, you see, because we didn't want to get electrocuted. And so the promoter came backstage, he came into the shed where we were. And he said to us, listen, he said, we know it's pretty bad, the water and everything on stage, and you could get electrocuted, but there's 60,000 people out there, and it could be worse if you don't go on. He said, however, he said, I do have a remedy. And we said, what's that? We said, we have this little supporting act that have come up from Bali. If they go on first and they live, will you go on?
G'day.
Harold.
Hi. Nice to see you. Lovely.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Getting over your jet lag?
Yeah, I'm just doing the old chinchilla round. Because the good thing about these things is they're always here when you get back. I'll bring one out. A bit restless. They love their freedom, these things.
Yeah.
Although freedom within the cage, that is. Yeah.
Where is the girl I love all along? The girl that I love, she is gone, she is gone.
Do you ever let them go in the place?
Yeah, I'd like to have a good run around.
Can I give him a run now?
Yes, see what it does.
I mean, he looks so comfortable there, he probably won't go anywhere, but we'll try him on the floor and see what he thinks.
Yeah.
Here you go. Putting Eric down for a run was easy. But then we had to catch him.
Eric.
Robin didn't want him running around too long because with all that fur, a chinchilla can get overheated.
Oh, no.
Perfect place for a song, I think, about chinchillas.
Right, here's your note. Chin, 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 chinchillas. They don't chase motorbikes. They don't chase cars. They don't chase cats. Don't drink in bars. Loyal to the end. A wonderful friend. They're a perfect pet. Chinchillas.
Morris und Robin, vielleicht weil sie Zwillinge sind und doch so unterschiedliche. Robin, der zarte, zurückhaltende, lebt makrobiotisch.
And explore the avenues of junk.
After me this raving about it.
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much.
You want to say things to your wife, but you don't quite know how to say it, you know?
And you've got to be really chuffing romantic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't walk around the house sounding like the bard himself.
Oh, my darling, for what I would give you.
How about putting the kettle on?
Shut up, put the kettle on.
I'll be in my motor car.
At your feet, my sweet.
Yeah, we'll sweep the kitchen first. What do you want for dinner?
How long are you going to be in that bathroom?
Not long, my dear.
Not long, my dear, my rose, my sweet.
The three of you wrote all those hits, and yet it's hard to believe, if it's true, that none of you writes a note of music.
That's right.
No,
we don't write music.
We can't read or actually write music.
Can't write a single crotch.
Crotch.
Crotchet.
So we all gathered in the control booth and listened to the track back.
It might work. Yeah, listen. It might work. Now, listen.
Right in that slot.
That's where your explosion is going to come. A little later.
That's a little earlier. You will find it, won't you?
Well, that's the place.
We'll give it a try. What about two pygmies, yeah?
Squeeze a big pygmy.
Yeah,
Well, you remember on the pilot vocal, which you
I don't
did
think
not
so.
track.
What might work is
You always sang pilot vocal, which you
I
did
don't
not
think
double
so.
track.
What might work is
You always
we-
sang it.
Yeah, just sing, just like I did then. You go to the mic and go, and maybe we can turn it into an explosion somehow.
Let's try, like, overloading it.
I think you ought to try it first, just so we find
All
the
right.
place.
What
See
about
if
a-
you can find that beat.
What about a real explosion in the studio?
There's an Air Force base.
Well, where do we find one? I mean, you can.
Max got some dynamite in his office.
No. If I was to say that was true, then I would be the Premier of Russia.
People? Excuse me. Don't talk while I'm speaking. There's a new sound around today called reggae.
Reggae it's called.
Reggae.
Robin, I thought that you and I could do a John Travolta number without him. You know, me and you.
All right, you're the one that I want.
Well, perhaps you can do it with Bob.
Maybe voted to you?
We're going to have trouble with him, Tommy. He's a woolly. Look.
And now back with the song that started the reggae sound.
Reggae sound.
Reggae.
We ourselves chose to actually get out of the...
We had to back away.
...limelight, to get away from the image that the media wanted to create for the Bee Gees. So we wanted to throw ourselves into producing and writing.
But that did something for us in the in the respect that it stretched our songwriting. It gave us
And
a
your
chance.
underpants as
That we iron our own underpants, incidentally.
You do.
Yeah.
And songs.
And I'm going to sing this song, you see, because I've got the right diction.
Yes, I've heard.
Pardon? Watch yourself, Gibby. You're getting a bit dirty.
Barbara, back to your days in Manchester, you thought the brothers, you said, were listening to the radio. So you opened the bedroom door.
Then you closed it.
I thought they were listening to the radio.
But he's great with the Bee Gees.
Marvellous at the bottom. No.
We call it the sweeping shepherd strings.
Have you ever heard Mick Jagger singing Play With Fire? With
like
his
them.
strings? You are playing with fire if you're playing with Mick. They say in the trade.
Give me the moon.
The trade is a very tricky trade.
His parents took him to the chapel when he was only 1 day old. And the priest blessed this little fellow. Welcome, Jimmy, to the fold. A bong, a bong, a bong, a bong. All right. No, jazzing it up like. But that's what we thought we'd do, didn't we? We just thought we'd... Yes. Move it, that's the word, move it. Well, yes, you wanted to... Well, it's dragging a bit, Yes, so. well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you think it's dragging, but I mean... He keeps bonging. Yes, well, I appreciate all that. But let me tell you something, right? Right? I'll conduct you both now, right? You follow me. You follow me arms. Right? I'll be the conductor. Okay?
We had some great songs recorded, and we needed a name that the people could remember. And so we were sitting around your home at Redcliffe, and it suddenly occurred to me that there are all these Bee Gees in the room. Barry Gibb, Barbara Gibb, the brothers Gibb.
Eric Smith.
You may know more about this song than any of us do because it was really your idea. You came to the studio with I Started a Joke.
Oh, yeah, this was actually a melody that was... We listened to... Oh, thank you. On a Viscount jet. Sort of heard the melody in the engines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting. The lyrics are not conventional, but...
Well, I think we've often been approached on that song in the past and said, why?
What the hell was that?
But I think that mainly people said that they felt the song was about religion, and I'm not sure what Robin meant by it.
Neither am I.
And if it takes your fancy, all you have to do is tell us the name of the Bee Gees' first single to reach #1 in the UK charts. Was it A, Massachusetts, B, Manchester, or C, Markinch? That's A, Massachusetts, B, Manchester, C, Markinch. Robin has not got a clue what we're on about.
Manchester.
Figure it out.
It seemed like their opinion of writing a song was totally different than the actual rock artist of today.
You're accused of nicking the tune.
That's
Yeah,
the one. You should mention that.
What they said was, they said, we ask you, he says to Johnny, we ask you, how can we put it to these people, Barry, Robin and Morris, my lord, we put it.
It's America.
That these people, yeah, that doesn't matter, I'm just giving an example, the famous such. He said, these, we ask you, 25 years writing music, you know, referring to us, we were very young when we started, of course, 25 years, we were 5. So, yeah, 25 years, I thought I'd say that, you know, because, you know, 25 years, right, and they try to fool the court by saying that they've never read music and they've never written music.
That proves they can't
Can you
write
believe
songs.
that? And of course the jury like, boo.
Which twin has the trumpet? You do. That was a pretty good solo you played.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Would you like to let loose another couple of notes first now?
Well,
Any little ad-lib thing would do. Just something probably got in there. I think it's about time you made one of your big exits.
We intend to go back on the next tour, which starts next April.
Yeah. Do you have family and friends over there?
We have our sister Leslie, and her family, which is, I think, 8 children, to be fair. I think
it was
9.
She's got a huge family. It looks like the cover of Sgt. Pepper.
Thank you, children. We have a great show for you this morning, and Donnie's here to tell you all about it. Who's joining us today, Donnie? That's right. The Steve Miller Band and Maxine Weldon. And who else, Donnie? That's right. Jimmy Spearis and the Mule Deer and Moondog Medicine Show. And who else, Donnie? Neil Diamond? You kidding? No, that's right, he isn't. Oh. Anyway, John Kay, he said, actually. And here he is, our first guest, Wilson Pickett.
You've got a pretty quirky sense of humour, Robin, if I can suss something out from
Quirky is the word. Quirky
videos.
is the word.
Where does that come from?
From my quirky sense of humour.
Thank you, everybody. We would like to introduce to you at home and to our studio audience a young man who is making his first appearance on a major show. He is a gifted writer, and when you hear him performing this morning, you will never know why everyone... You'll all know why everyone is so excited about him. So could we could we please have a warm welcome for Mr. Jimmy Spears?
I feel that I've got a lot of sort of creative energy, and I feel that I have to keep doing this because this is what I do. You know, it's a painter keeps painting. You know, I don't paint, but I paint with sound, I suppose.
In the stream, in a sewage pipe. And sure enough, Kenny Rogers was there walking along the pipe one day.
And he heard it.
And he heard it.
It's a dolly. And a macrobiotic vegetarian.
Really?
Yeah. So
what is a macrobiotic diet then? I read a lot about it.
Well, it sounds more technical than it really is. It's just no meat. You know, it's rice and everything's soy. You can have like soy burgers or soy pies. You can still eat pastry, but it's like brown pastry, and really all vegetables. And but I eat potatoes as well.
So it's sort of looking at
roast potatoes and things.
Within.
Could you just kind of hone in on me and let it organically sort of happen? Or
What you want is an organic feel to the music this time. It's a little bit more sort of
I've got my organic
No, I don't want you to play.
All right, then.
Yeah, no, I do.
We're doing Acapulco. It's a good job we didn't bring on guitars, isn't it?
Perhaps just sit there and organically feel it between you.
We just sit here and take our clothes off.
We could go on talking to you all morning. I'm afraid we are not allowed
do that.
to.
Anyway.
All right, we'll continue after the programme's finished, but I'm afraid we have to move on.
Well,
it's been smashing having you. I can't tell you how
Thank you
smashing
for having
it's
us.
been.
It's
I'm being
great
also
to see
seeing
you.
Pete again. It's been
It's
great.
also really interesting to get out of bed this early. It's sort of a new experience.
Can I just ask you a question? What time did you get up this morning?
2:30.
Half past 2?
Did you get up?
What time do you both sleep in the same bed?
What a question.
What was the first record you ever made? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yes. Hang on. Yeah.
What's this guitar doing here, folks?
You mentioned doing it right, and I mean, you guys have
had a track record of doing it right for a long time.
We also have a track record of doing it wrong.
I also have
Valleys and mountains, they call it.
I also have a track suit. We'll go into that later.
Any New Year's resolutions?
None yet. Well, I'm going to break them all anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
My broken heart and let me live again. Da 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 da.
And before that,
I love photography. Let me see. I'm just getting into tennis. Barry's a great tennis player. I'm not.
Barry's into tennis players.
Barry's into tennis players. How about yourself, Rob?
No, I don't like tennis players.
There are two songs that we wrote at the same time.
Which is very hard.
Which is very hard to do, yeah.
To love somebody, love somebody the way I love you.
Wow. It was garden singing.
Songwriters first, and when
Oh, my hair.
we're actually songwriters first.
My
because-
hair.
So what tasty morsels do you have on
The
here?
tasty morsel is I'm making a Mexican meal, but it's using Dutch bacon.
Yes.
I'll give you a good run for your money.
It's put me off a little bit because
carry on.
Robin's a vegetarian. That's really put me off now. You eat meat. Though.
Oh well, cut off its head and wipe. Well, hang on. No, listen. No, what you're cooking here, I mean, you don't necessarily. Has everybody got to sample it?
Well, I've made you one. You see, you had This Is Your Life the other day. This was going to be your second.
We were seriously have to eat. No, it looks lovely. It really does.
It is lovely. It's a really easy meal. You can eat the lettuce and the avocado.
There's something moving in there.
You never thought of if you were to lead another life?
I don't know what else I would do. Brain surgeon, perhaps.
Well, I wouldn't trust that.
Well, no, I'd try it. But
Would you trust this man for a doctor?
I'd try it. No, I'd try it first.
Then after that, I'm putting some spice into it, which is paprika.
And this is a weekend dish.
This
right?
is just a quick snack.
weekend dish.
And this spice is called cumin. That's what it is.
Sorry? Well, that will last you the whole weekend. I would
Gone. Cumin. It's if you can smell it more than everything else. It's an Indian spice.
Right.
And it's, well, you can smell it, can't you?
Yeah. You can certainly smell it, though. It's all over the studio.
Japanese tuna 実はですね、その2日前の夜にですね、ミュンヘンでコンサートが終わった後に車に乗りましてホテルに戻ったところですね、車から出れなくなっちゃったっていうのは要するにこの脊髄っていうんですか、なんかそのディスクがねちょっとポキンとこう外れちゃったらしくて、もう全然立てなくて、まあとりあえず1日。
And then into that we put $1
of something.
$1 of tomato puree.
Tomato
that
puree,
goes in.
of course, a natural.
That mixes in with. It's a really nice, easy recipe actually.
It is. It's easy. It's light. It's airy.
Where are you going on your
I don't know.
Where tomatoes in and beans are in.
Yeah, pull the
I'm
beans
making
in.
a half.
Is anybody seriously going to eat this
Yes,
this time of the morning?
except you. Everybody.
I mean, I don't care if you're vegetarian or not. This time of the day,
Yes. Oh, yes. But it's a nice, quick recipe. This is it.
By Blazing Saddles.
It is a little bit. I mean, this is going to stay for a while. This is very
really going to hang around for a bit.
So there you have that. And what it is, you then put some avocado in it. You can save some back to decorate with.
Oh.
So, if you're going to
Are you putting something else in it?
Something else goes in there as well.
Good grief.
Oh, yes.
What are you like when you're drunk?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, Barry seems to be quite amused by that one.
Well, I'm a sake drinker. I don't drink anything else. It's the only thing I drink.
Sake?
Is sake, yeah.
Oh.
And so it has to be heated up like a hot toddy, folks.
Yes.
And
you do it in your underpants.
I drink. And
how do you know?
What happens after I've drunk it? It makes me very horny. I'm sorry.
Doesn't get horny on sake.
Fair enough.
I can only apologise.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, don't apologise. Because that's just the kind of guy you are.
And then you let that simmer
Let it simmer.
for 15 minutes.
And what's this?
That's it, finished.
Goodness, it really looks like it's finished as well.
A little...
Would you pose naked for money?
Indeed. Yes, we all would.
No, Yes?
no, we'd all pose naked for nothing. Yes.
How much money do you need then?
We don't. £5. Yeah,
£5 quid?
And all the tea you can drink.
And have you ever had any offers of that sort of thing before?
No. It's hardly likely. But we're open to offers. We're open to offers.
Right.
Yeah.
And what sort of photography would you like to see? Sort of
Something like Playboy.
Yeah.
Double page, the three of them. But I don't want my naked body to be airbrushed at the end of the day.
You don't?
You mean Playgirl? Yeah. Playgirl. Well,
Playgirl.
Well, not the picture. He'd like to have his body airbrushed in real life. But
Well, in Playboy, we'd like to cause more rumours. So you want just to be seen as you are, Robin?
As I am, pimples and all. There's not many pimples.
It's not a pretty sight.
No?
Actually, that's why
It's
you need
quite
to be...
nice, actually.
Well, that's why you're only charging
I often
cheap.
stand
Would people pay money for it? This is the
I
problem.
pay money.
Yeah,
Twice the fee. Yeah, I pay lots of money. And there's many a time I walk past the mirror and I catch myself short. Well, I mean, I catch my shorts, but there's many a time when I look in the mirror and think, my God, this is perfection, a Triumph Deluxe.
Robin, why are you in Miami?
I don't know. I think I just came here and I got a house here and stayed here and I can hear a car. It's all right, it's gone. It's something to do. It's in the high atmosphere, 15,000 miles. Funny business. But anyway,
Probably an
I just
astronaut.
came here. Probably, you're right. It could be a hijack. I came here. We record here. We have our studios here. We recorded here for about the last 5 or 6 years, and I think it's important to live where you work. Morris.
Yes. Why do you live here?
If you weren't in show business, what would you do? I'd open a small sewage farm on the other side of Oxford. Thank you. Yes, folks. Only for recreation period. Only for recreation purposes only. What do you mean, colonic irrigation? Colonic irrigation farms. I'd try that too. You can't get the wood, you know.
That's Paul McCartney. I want my book back. I'm a vegetarian, and it's very difficult on the road to get to eat what you want to eat right, because you don't get the right diet, as you know, Bird. And it can be pretty tough because all the hotels and restaurants that you go to outside your home don't cater for vegetarians. And I go a step further, I'm macrobiotic. Macrobiotic is the word. And it's very difficult for restaurants and hotels to cater for this.
Look at this camera.
This. Hi, Bert. to cater for this.
It's that camera with the light on.
Are you getting all this?
Yes. When the artist and the director of the videos get closer together, I think you're going to get better videos. Until that happens...
I mean, we're not saying sleep with them. We're not saying sleep with the director.
Well, it depends.
Unless, of course, you're really attractive. And...
everything, it's all relative.
Oh, let's go with
sleep with your relative.
we got 2 questions.
Thank you, fellas. You want me to do it? How would you like to introduce our next guest?
Only if they like the blues. But do you guys like the blues? Oh. I mean guys like T-Bone Walker, Muddy Waters, Chuck Berry, and Johnny Lee Hooker.
Dang. But what about Paul McCartney?
Does Paul McCartney sing the blues, baby?
No, damn it, man, but he's British.
Well, go on then. Introduce him.
But right now, let's listen to the Steve Miller Band.
Then you could take the whole sort of join up your tours, world tours, could you?
Well, he said something about that when I said, look, I thought...
No, Michael.
He always does that. He always gets his fingers stuck in the bottom.
So there is talk.
What did he say?
He's lost his blue cap again.
5th time this week.
He said,
He said, look.
Last time we did it with a large bottle. It was awful.
Yeah, took him 2 days to get that one off.
It was an interview. It flew in their face,
Is it surreal to wake up some mornings and realise you've had just to wake up and the morning's a good thing?
And I go back to sleep and I realise I'm awake.
Okay, this is a song called Words, and
because that's what it's called.
we're extremely proud of the music. We're not necessarily proud of the word disco
And all this rubbish, Every time I see somebody in the studio, I beg your pardon.
They don't really think of it that way, even at school they don't. When some of the kids would say, oh, I saw your dad on the TV or something like that, and he goes, oh yeah, he's always doing that. To them, they're so used to being with Dad. Dad is not.
Also, I am a host of the show, and I would like to introduce to this lovely audience the guests on the show.
Well,
so if you don't mind, I'd like you two to step back to the rear.
What did it step back to the rear?
Back to the rear.
Well, why?
Because I said so.
All right.
Go.
Back to the rear.
Yes, back to the rear. Ladies and gentlemen, joining my... You little creep. Joining my wonderful brothers and me, and myself, I should say, this morning is Mr. Lee Michaels, a new group, Apple and Appleberry, Monty Python's Flying Circus.
You think you're really smart, don't you?
Ask you, Robin, to step up first.
Right,
and try the volcano. Okay. Try your luck. I'll try my luck. Oh, very close indeed.
You've been practicing. He's been practicing before we got here.
This game, you know. This is fixed. This is fixed.
You've been practicing.
We would never fix anything on the ocean.
I saw the volcano move when he hit the ball.
Yeah. I tried to buy your flat.
I know you did, and I tried to sell it to you. The trouble is, you didn't know, but there was something going on behind the scenes where I was saying, let's up the price.
No, because
I was very good. I actually brought it down for you.
Did you?
Yeah. Not because you weren't not because you were short of a bob or two, but I brought it down because he's a mate.
Yeah.
And you know, and you worked at Radio 1.
Oh well, you don't. Okay. Yeah.
No, it's true. Actually, that did go on, but we didn't actually communicate, did we?
No, we never communicated. Yeah. But I thought I put a good offer in actually.
You did actually. You did.
What was it? Well, I won't tell you what it was, but it wasn't the asking price. But I thought, well, he's never going to sell it for more because I used to live around there, so I know the prices, right?
Did you sell it for more?
He's not sold it.
I have sold it.
You have sold it. I heard it was still. I was going to make you another offer.
Barry Miller, who you're obviously familiar with, has got a great quote where he says, "Luck is where preparation meets opportunity."
Oh no, luck is where preparation H meets opportunity.
But it's been at least 20 years since the Bee Gees have performed live in Scotland. So why don't you go back and say to your two brothers, look, we have to get the finger out and come to Scotland in 2003.
We're going to try and do that next year because we're going to start touring in the next 12 months, and Scotland's definitely on the list.
Well, you know that if you don't include us in your next tour, we'll come looking for you with a big stick,
And
don't
you're
you?
going to assassinate us. Yeah.
Yes, we are indeed.
Anyway, the most important thing is what we're going to do after the show. What we're here to talk about, and this is what we're going to do.
Now, we're all getting older.
Be kind.
Yeah, we're all getting older. Now,
I'm fine. My knees are fine.
Your knees are fine.
There are parts of my
What
body
do you
that
think
still
would go?
work.
What your eyes, your ears? What do you think?
Well, I can't say what part would go first.
No, that part
on the air.
Oddly enough, we've got the Vienna Boys Choir on next. They're here
Say hello to them for me.
I certainly will.
Say hello to Rudy.
Say hello to Harry.
All right.
I thought I'd do a little Irving Berlin routine, but then I changed my mind. I said, no, I'll stick to my... So stick to the Bee Gees songs. I was actually here for Arrest. We finished up doing the Diana Ross project, the Chain Reaction and things like that, which we had earlier.
I didn't know that, that you'd written Chain Reaction.
Ah, well, you do now.
Oh, you are clever, aren't you?
Clever little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we wrote that one, and we're going to be making a new Bee Gees album in October for next year, for March.
That's the first time in a long time you've
right.
got together on an album.
Been writing for everybody else in between time, so now we're going to write for ourselves.
No, but when you do that, when you take a long rest and then you come back and you do an album, he's getting in the way, is he?
What do you think of it so far? Yeah.
All right.
A little
Are we finishing off already?
Isn't that amazing? Doesn't time fly when you're having a good time? That's right, absolutely. Yeah.
So what are you going to sing for us, Michael?
I'm not going to sing.
Hang on a minute, just a second. You just said that you were going to sing out with a hymn.
It's very, very strange. It's almost like deja vu. And you begin to wonder to yourself, did we ever leave here, and is this a dream?
Yeah, all of it was just a dream. We've just woken up and we're back
And it was just at that very moment you were arrested, right?
Well, it's marketing songs. Do you think you might write anything this time here?
Yeah, actually, we have already got some ideas, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, we're always writing if we can.
Yeah, we'll be going over the Blue Mountains this afternoon, so I wonder what we'll come up with.
We'd like to sing one of the songs that really influenced us most of all.
Let's get together real soon, eh, Neil, because remember, you owe us $50. Okay.
Everyone's got a huge big
We're going to have
house.
somewhere to live.
Yeah. Right, who's got the biggest house?
I've got a tent.
No, you haven't. I've seen Hello magazine.
Can you describe or dissect the components, though, that make the Bee Gees what they are, creatively?
Oh, it's a little bit difficult because from where we're sitting, it's not that easy to be that objective.
You'll have to sit over there.
We should have this logo, which is at both sides of the tail, and the other logo should be on both sides of the nose. Yeah.
Yes, but my argument is, in the air, not many people's going to see it.
Robin Gibb, as a member of the most successful family band ever, how deep is your love? Barry.
How deep is it?
How deep is your love?
It's very, very
Okay,
deep.
right, well, that's the next question.
Question number 2.
Almost, yes. Robin Gibb, as a member of the most successful family band ever, what would you recommend for a night fever?
Ah, goodness me. What would I recommend for a night fever? I would maybe staying out all night.
Oh, just kind of stay up and
Stay up and
let's go boogieing and dancing.
Stay alive, you see.
Yes.
Question number 3. To use it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Chris. Robin Gibb as a member of the most successful family band ever.
Yes.
Zig.
Yes.
Steady. Zig.
Are you more than a woman?
Zig.
I hope so.
That's a
actually, that's a good question.
That would be fun.
I looked at myself.
It's written there. It is.
I looked.
Sorry,
hang on,
Robin.
hang on.
I'm sorry.
I looked at myself in the mirror last night, and I can clarify that I am
More than a woman.
no more than a woman.
Okay,
yes.
Robin, you're more than a woman to me.
Thank you very much. So we got a date then.
To him.
Where will Christmas find you?
In Tame, actually.
Where?
I live, near Oxford.
Is it going to be a family Christmas?
It's going to be a quiet family Christmas, I suspect. In my 1,000-year-old house, you know.
Yes, that's the spooky place, isn't it?
That's the one. Everybody's seen a ghost in there, but me, you see. But it's older than Westminster Abbey.
Do you drink?
No.
Oh, drink. You see the ghost.
I'll see the ghost. No, I used to drink a lot. The hallucination saw me. You know. So that was...
We all had our choice of stimulants, let's put it that way.
Yes.
And I go by what Tennessee Ernie
Tennessee Ernie what?
Tennessee Williams
Tennessee
said he'd never written a book without a stimulant. You know.
Yes.
No, that was Charles Dickens.
It was Charles Dickens.
I thought it was Winston Churchill.
No, that was something else.
Winston Churchill never did a speech without stimulant.
Why are you still together?
We all owe each other money.
I see. It's easy to...
Isn't there someone missing?
Yes, Barry. Yes, Barry. He's 4,000 miles away. He won't be long.
Yeah, what if you in a minute?
I'm not sure what her intentions were because I had to be careful accusing people. But she did have a plastic bag with a carpet knife, some rope, and a video camera in it. I don't know what she was going to do.
Go. The second song that you sang publicly?
Yeah, that was Paul Anka's
I Love You, Baby.
Paul Anka.
Are you absolutely sure about that?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
I'm not very positive, but those two are.
Wait a minute, what's going on? There's a blackout period.
You see, we found this little piece of old film from Australian television.
Oh, no.
Some strange people around here.
I heard a little rumour. Tell me
It's not true.
Tell me it's not true. That you've never actually seen the film Saturday Night Fever.
Not all the way through, no. It's funny that, isn't it?
It is funny. You must be the only one here.
I suppose it's just one of those eccentricities that people
Never been tempted to sit through it with a bag of popcorn?
I've been tempted with the popcorn.
I love Asia. I'm trying to visit as many countries in Asia as I can this year and over the next 2 years. I want to do Japan, I want to do China, I want to go to Beijing, of course, in China, and Shanghai and all the other great cities in China, and the rest of Asia, Malaysia, Singapore, the works. Give me Asia. Oh yeah.
Actually, we used to sleep together when we were kids. When we used to all live at home together. It was only last week, actually.
We had to cut back a bit because my dad was a gambler.
Bloody lies, isn't it?
We're rehearsing the show today and no one told us about that.
I think we could have trouble getting the special guests to come on the programme. We keep doing that.
Now I understand the show.
Well, we're almost at Noel Edmonds' house now.
You told me I was going to have my toenails pulled out.
Well, you wouldn't have come if we told you the truth.
Things going on.
And yes, here it is.
This is our mother.
How are you, Mother?
Not bad, son.
Then there was Chamberlain. Chamberlain was very unlucky.
Nautical man.
Yeah. And Chamberlain. Oh, from Chamberlain. Yeah, he looks very much like Chamberlain.
Oh, expensive.
Yeah. Note the boots.
That's where he stood.
Yes, Chamberlain was marked contrast to Churchill. If he was in a barrel of tits, he'd come out sucking his thumb. Great leaders of our time.
They want to step in.
There's a man outside this door. It's the manager. Hello.
Hello?
Are you with Oasis?
Why did you decide the title Tokyo Night?
Well, it was going to be Yokohama, but...
Yeah, what's the Yokohama?
Massachusetts. Something's telling me I must go home. And the lights all went out in Massachusetts. And Massachusetts is one place I have sing.
You must have been interviewed by some real dumbos, or did that take the biscuit?
Oh, that's definitely the best. I mean, I didn't know what was
I mean,
going on.
halfway through, though, it sounded like a pretty normal interview.
No, but I mean, it was very strange. I mean, we didn't really know what was going on, but you caught us on an exceptional day. We were all in such a good mood.
But I think you wanted to get violent, though, didn't you? Something horrible,
Well,
something
it was just
great.
this idea that we'd leave you all alone, expecting you to rubbish everybody.
Right.
They didn't do it. They were really nice.
You really did strike us on a really nice day.
It's a good job we didn't say anything really dirty.
Very, very young, we've always had that objective in mind. Since I was 9 years old and Morris and Robin were about 6 or 7. There really hasn't been anything else on our minds except sex, and that, and becoming famous as pop artists.
Everything stops on that note. That's it. Okay. Bye. This is where we go out.
This is where we leave.
Thanks, guys.